So I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of the difference that VR makes to the game of Wipeout. You saw my stream earlier today, that I made earlier today. You may know that I hate Wipeout on the flat screen. I love the concept of the game. The game's a fantastic game. It's a good reason why people love it, but it has a very high, quite a steep curve of skill. And I would never go into A class normally on a flat screen. C class. That's where I would. That's my bread and butter. That's where I would pretty much stay. Maybe B class, never A class. But I'm going to show you a race that I did in VR, but I'm going to do it on the flat screen. I'm not going to try and dumb anything down. I'm not going to deliberately do any crashes or anything like that. I'm just going to play it straight up as I normally do on a flat screen. And you have to keep in mind that I've now done this circuit maybe a dozen or so times. I've done it once on flat screen, but I am familiar with the course, the way it twists and turns. When I did my PSVR race, it was the first time I'd ever been on this circuit, so I had no clue what was ahead. So let's go ahead and race it on the flat screen, and this is with experience of the track as well. At the end of the video, also, I'll do a comparison. You can do a comparison of the time it takes as well for me to, not just how successful I am at getting around the track or not, but also how fast I cleared the actual race, 3 laps. So I'm gonna try not to talk too much either, which I know is a little boring for when you're watching, but it means I'm giving it a proper fair shot of concentrating. I'm racing against novice bots here as well. It's the lowest difficulty setting, which I'm not ashamed to say, I normally race on novice. As you can see, and I swear to you, I promise, I'm racing it as efficiently and as technically correct as I can. But you can see I'm doing a lot of bouncing off the walls. Not terrible, no real straight up crashes, that was a bit abysmal. But I am definitely doing some side touching. You can race from the outer view, which obviously I think gives you a slightly better idea of what's coming up. Although I know the outline, the layout of the circuit here now, the timing is still a bit of an issue. Whereas if you have the outside view, you get a better idea of how to time the corners as well. So not too bad, but definitely nothing to write home about. I won't even attempt the shortcut. By the way, in 4K with HDR enabled, this game looks amazing, like incredible. It's one of the sharpest, finest, vibrant, most attractive games I have seen on the PS4 and on 4K TV. It is just incredible looking in 4K. I am playing on the Pro, by the way, just so you know. I've settled in a little bit into the rhythm of the circuit, but I'm still 6th place, even in novice.
Final lap.
Ow!
Race complete.
So there we go. Novice difficulty, Class A, downtown map.
6th place.
Came last. Oh no, came 6 out of 8. I do apologise. And my time there was 3:27:59. 3 minutes 27 and a half seconds. Thereabouts. Now let's have a look at my first ever time doing this course in VR against normal human players. So here we are in the VR version now. As you can see at the bottom, we're still on downtown and we're in A class, racing against 5 other human opponents, not AI. And again, I must reiterate, this is the very first time I've done this track. I have absolutely no idea what's ahead. You'll see I do start in 2nd position on the grid, which does give me a slight advantage in terms of getting ahead. But that said, my first time on the track, so there's a lot of possibility for things to go terribly wrong. And as you'll see in the first half lap, maybe the first lap, I do take a little time to just sort of get, find my feet, as it were. And you'll also notice on the track, which you may have noticed from the earlier clip on the flat screen, there are a lot of right angle turns, which makes life difficult. I didn't even know that shortcut was. I wasn't even trying for that shortcut. The other guy sort of knocked me into it as he was trying to overtake. But as you can see already, I'm kind of getting into the flow of how the turns work, and not a great deal of scraping or bouncing at this point. Really just getting into the flow, learning how to brake in the corners and where to brake. On on 1 or 2 of the sharper corners, I was braking through them, but towards the end of the race, maybe in the last lap, I sort of figured out how I could get through them without even touching the brakes. A slightly wider approach, and knowing sort of at that point what corners were following the corner that I was taking, so knowing that I was going to be doing a left right or a left right left or whatever, definitely helped me sort of set myself up for those turns without having to brake, or without having to brake quite as much as I did earlier on. You see I'm absorbing quite a lot of my weapons here as well based on my positioning. If I'm ahead, then I'm absorbing forward facing weapons, hoping for defensive like shield or turbo. And then if I'm behind, obviously I'm going to be raining on him with that was my biggest mistake in the race. Turned way too early on that corner. Thankfully he was right behind me and it blocked him off as well. I kind of got a bit lucky on that. But again, you can see pretty clean lines through here, and that's a great deal. That is thanks to the depth perception that VR affords you, and also just the sense of presence, the sense of your physicality in the world. It does kind of, I guess it heightens your. Oh, there was a little shortcut that the autopilot showed me. I didn't use that though in the rest of the race because it seemed a little too risky. It required a little too much skill for my taste. But yeah, just having that physical presence in the game also helps you appreciate the physics of what's going on as well. I don't know how it subconsciously sort of taps into your brain's appreciation for physics, but you do get a better sense of how your machine's going to react to the various drops and jumps and to the brake turns and stuff like that. Taking a little bounce off the wall. But I was exceedingly happy with this race. First place, as you can see, and yeah, look at the time there. About 30 seconds faster than I was on the flat screen. And again, this was my first time on this circuit, and the flat screen race you just saw was probably my 12th, 13th time going around the circuit, so I knew the circuit a lot better when I did it flat screen, and it took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds, like about 30 seconds slower. So yeah, there you go.